Hey guys, I'm back here with another video. This one today is going to be on how to fish buzz baits. We're going to go over the rod and reel, line, and where I like to fish buzz baits and how I like to fish buzz baits. First off, buzz bait is a topwater lure, and you throw it out and you have to reel it really fast at the very beginning because they like to sink. And then once you get it on top, this blade here rotates around and causes some bubbling action on top of the surface, and you reel it just straight in. You don't really add any action to it. You just reel it straight in. It's a really easy technique to use, and it's a very effective topwater lure. It's one of my favorite ways to catch fish on topwater. It causes one of the most explosive topwater hits just because it is moving, so they have to chase it down, and sometimes they'll miss it. And if you keep on reeling and not set the hook, then they'll come back and hit it again, so that's really fun when they do that. First, let's go over rod and reel setup. I use this with a 6'6", medium heavy, with a fast action, or fast tips, medium heavy action, fast tip. This right here is a Berkley lightning rod shock. Like I said, 6'6". I like a shorter rod for topwater just because I'm pointing my rod down at the ground and I'm a bank fisherman. So I don't want to really, like a 7-foot, that's going to be hitting the water because I'm not very tall. So I'm going to be using that, and then I paired that up with a Shimano Sitka. That's a 6'2" with a left-hand retrieve. I like to use a 6'2" because that makes you to where you can slowly roll it to where it's just ticking the surface and just barely making bubbles. Or you can reel it faster and make it, a faster, more erratic retrieve in. 6'2" you can do both instead of getting a 5'1" that you can only go slow, or a 7'1" where you can really only go fast. So I like a 6'2" where you can do just about anything with it. And I like to throw all my topwater, especially buzz baits, on braid because a buzz bait is not a very weedless bait, but I throw it right up against weed lines if I have weed lines or moss lines. So I like that braid, and I like that it floats because you have to have some line that floats, or else it's really hard to retrieve it. And keep it on top of the surface, making the right action it's supposed to. So you can either use braid or you can use mono. I prefer braid. This is 20-pound Berkley Fireline braid. Once again, I like braid. 20 to 30-pound test braid is really what I love for topwater, especially buzz baits, because you are going to be fishing it around weeds, not in weeds like frogs, but you are going to be fishing it near weed lines. It's a great way to use it. In mono, you can use 14, 15, or 17 pounds, what I would recommend for mono. I used to use mono until I found the great advantages of braid, and then I switched over to braid full time. With a buzzbait, you almost always want a trailer hook on there. I use red. With you retrieving it in, they're going to short strike it a lot, and they'll come back for it. And sometimes this will actually catch those short strikes for you, and if not, the red trailer hook adds a little bit of a bleeding bait fish, type profile, which really helps out. But that helps you catch a lot of those short strikes, and if not, then they will come back around, and you'll most likely get them on that second shot, either with the trailer hook or the main hook. So once again, let's go over it one more time. I use a 6'6" medium heavy fast action, 20-pound braid, or 15 to 17-pound mono. Trailer hook always, and I'd fish it in open water, up against banks, or weed lines, or vegetation, anywhere around vegetation. I like to fish it over the top of flats, 3 to 4 foot flats. They'll come up and hit it. It attracts them from a long way away. You reel it straight in, no adding any action to it. It creates the action itself. Alrighty, thanks for watching.